Moving into a new apartment is always an adventure. It's exciting and scary all at once. But I never expected it to turn into a mystery. I found a great place, cheap rent, close to work. The only catch? I needed a roommate. I posted an ad online hoping for the best. A few days later, I met Sarah. She seemed normal enough, quiet, kept to herself, loved cats. We signed the lease and Sarah moved in. Little did I know, life was about to get very strange. The first few weeks were uneventful. Sarah was gone most of the time. She worked nights, I think. Or maybe she had a secret life. Her room was always closed, and a strange, musty smell came from it. I tried not to think about it. As weeks turned into months, Sarah's strange habits became more pronounced. She talked in her sleep, muttering in a language I couldn't understand. Sometimes I'd wake up and find her staring out the window, whispering to the moon. One day, I found a box of weird stuff hidden in the back of the fridge. Strange herbs, a jar filled with a glowing liquid, and a tiny shrunken head. I confronted Sarah about it, but she just laughed it off, saying it was for her art projects. I started to get really creeped out. I considered moving out, but I couldn't afford to break the lease. I decided to just avoid Sarah as much as possible, but then, things took a turn for the worse. One night, I woke up to a blood-curdling scream. It came from Sarah's room. I raced over and pounded on the door, but there was no answer. I tried the knob, but it was locked. I panicked, grabbed a kitchen knife and broke down the door. The room was empty. Sarah was gone. The only things left were her clothes, a few books, and a strange, glowing amulet on the floor. I picked it up, and as soon as I touched it, I felt a jolt of electricity surge through my body. The room started to spin, and I blacked out. When I came to, I was lying on the floor of my room. I sat up, my head pounding, and looked around. It was then that I noticed it. There on the wall was a mirror. I don't remember ever having a mirror in my room. I got up and walked over to it, my reflection staring back at me. But something was different. My reflection, it blinked. It smiled a sly, knowing smile. It was Sarah. Or rather, it was me, but with Sarah's face. The glowing amulet had somehow swapped our bodies. I was trapped in Sarah's body and she was free to roam around in mine. I didn't know what to do, where to turn. I had become the unexpected roommate. The worst part? I couldn't even tell anyone what had happened. Who would ever believe me? I was trapped, alone, in the body of my mysterious and slightly unhinged former roommate.